Okay, we are live streaming. What's going on? Hey, what is up, everyone? Happy Monday. We are live and alive in the 915 here in El Paso, Chucotown, El Paso, Texas. This is presented to you by the Barbed Wire Open Mic Series. My name is Richie David Marrufo, and I'll be your MC and host tonight. And if you're not familiar, this is our online open mic, which we've been doing every single Monday since April of 2020. I know it's just been going. It's been going. And when places opened up again, we realized that people still wanted online spaces and we're still here. So as long as you guys want to be here and need the space, we're here. So if you got new stuff you want to try out, new work, new material, maybe you find old stuff. Last week, I read poems that I found from my old high school journal. It was embarrassing, but it was kind of cool to discover a past version of myself and read and share it online. But yeah, that was thanks to Kit hosting as well. So thank you, Kit, for doing that. So if you are here for the first time, welcome. This is like any other online open mic. If you want to perform, we do have a sign up link. It'll be in the description of the YouTube channel. So as long as we're live, you may have a chance to perform. Right now, it looks like we can get a couple more people on. But other than that, enjoy the show. We're going to encourage every single performer to share their links, the places where you can support them. And of course, you as the audience, go ahead and go do that. You know, if you want to buy gifts for family, or if you have friends who love to read, if they love literature, if they love poetry, there's nothing better than a gift than from someone that you've met in a space like this or that you know. So it's a great opportunity. And if money is tight, something that is always free is to share pages, social media. So if you got YouTube, all right, share that. If you got an Instagram page where you post all your stuff, share that. And again, if you have a performer that you really enjoy and you like to have a post that you really love, share that. So hopefully more people, more eyes, more listeners and fans get to see their work. So without further ado, each performer gets 5 to 7 minutes. We're going to be traveling all around the country and even the world. One of the beautiful things by doing this online, we get to do that from the comfort of our own homes and couches. So anyway, great to be here again for another Monday. Here in Texas, here in El Paso, like in a lot of other places, we've had nonstop triple-digit heat. So it's been hot. Even right now, as the sun's down, I'm feeling it. But it's just a reminder that when it's hot outside, you just got to be cool. So hopefully we have a cool night as well tonight with all our performers. We're going to go ahead and kick things off with, let me see. Oh, yeah. I don't even know why I even gave this a second thought. You know how we always start off the show? Not always, but many, many, many times, including tonight. So much so that he's our very own lighthouse, a place he always loves to rep. Let's go ahead and welcome to the stage, Mr. Michael Sindler, Beatport Lord,
Yes.
Colorado. What's up?
All right. Yes. And I do like to always rep lighthousewriters.org because it's a really wonderful, wonderful organization that has all kinds of neat stuff going on. I actually just turned somebody who was put up a meme on Facebook today about glimmers, which like glimmers are a really wonderful concept. And there's one of the faculty at Lighthouse sometimes teaches a class specifically on glimmers. So there's just no telling what you look at in there and find. So moving right along, I'm going to start with the positive, and this is called all the angels, all the bodhisattvas, all the orishas, all the loa, all the valkyries, all the fae, all are one, interchangeable, all manifestations of compassion, all light from love's source, all truth found in silence, all glimpsed or felt or imagined, all rest inside each human, all pull towards peace, all eternal energies, all hope and possibilities, all called by countless names, all seen as universal faces, all different and the same, all evidence of just one race, all impulses of humanity, all knowledge held in empathy, all the land, the wind, the sea, all ring with a note of eternity, all is joined together and all is free. And moving on from there, we're going to get a little weird. And this is called In the Alley Behind the Blue Light Bar. I'm sharing a smoke with Albert Einstein in the alley behind the blue light bar, feeling the bump and beat of the bass drum on our backs as the worn wooden door reverberates. A sax squawk cuts like a saw through metal plate. Albert makes a joke I don't get the punchline to. He says not to worry, I will get it in time, that it's all relative. Yeah, whatever, Al, I tell him as the cherry on the cig glows red as a burning sun in the almost dawn sky over the all-night diner with blinking neon telling us to break fast, break fast. Al crushes the butt under his heel, shoelaces dangling. He's not the kind to care. What was it you said you was working on, I asked. If I knew, I would tell you, he says with a grin. It's all theoretical. I tell him I've got a gig on a moving truck, making a room in one house into a room in another house. It's kind of magic, ain't it? I ask him. Yeah, I get that, Al laughs. Everything is magic if you look at it right or you don't know how it's done at all. Either one messes up your mind. He pushes down on his unpinched fedora. It's cold out here. Let's get inside. Al holds the door and we snake back in through the hipsters and jivers and soldiers out on furlough hanging out at the blue light tonight. The trumpeter on stage blows notes that make your heart explode. You hardly need a drink, but Al is back before I know he's gone with 2 beers and 2 shots of schnapps. Whole hell of a lot of energy in here, I say, as I clink then drink and feel the burn. If you only knew, said Al with a grin wide as a slide trombone. Okay, and we're going to move on. I wrote this sort of in the middle of the night to remember that yesterday was the 78th anniversary of the bombing of Hiroshima, which Al should not be blamed for. You know, even though they used his math, it's not really his fault. He was not in, but this is called To Measure Sorrow. A new way to measure sorrow, a flash, a flame, a silence. Broken scream rises, last breath of innocence, lost dream of innocence. All share in terror, all share in blame. Cat in cage never sleeps, laps up sorrow, laps up anger, never sated, ready to pounce, ready to create another new way to measure sorrow. And that being said, I thought I'd read a couple poems that are not really about Hiroshima, but sort of use it as a way to get into what they're doing. And the first one is by a guy named Michael D. Schnedeker, and it's called The Abasement of the Northmoors. Hope is the thing with feathers, the fist of a household god held to the blazing sky of Hiroshima. Mon amour, my careful ever. I can't tell this lonesomeness from the one it's replacing, its heft and arrow, a hawk with a husband in its cast bronze hands, the missing quiver, the hypotenuse between us never seemed so calculable as when your body, my urn of ashes, bobbed out to reach on the swollen Mercy River, Hindiases bowed, bent like a hatchet, who lives it over by living back. Let me tell you about perforation. I'm a badly drawn creature washed up on a littered shore, and hope is the shell, small and cool, into which we hermits each morning retract the startling need of our claws. And this next one is by a poet named James Galvin, and it's called Postmodernism. A pinup of Rita Hayworth was taped to the bomb that fell on Hiroshima. The avant-garde makes me weep with boredom. Horses are wishes, especially dark ones. That's why twitches and fences. That's why switches and spurs. That's why the idiom of betrayal. They forgive us. Their wind-swayed manes and tails, their eyes affront the winter scrub prairie with gentleness. They live in both worlds and forgive us. I'll give you a hint. The wind and fits and starts like school children when the teacher walks in. The aspens jostle for their places and fall still. A delirium of ridges breaks in a blue streak, a confusion of means saved from annihilation by catastrophe. A horse gallops up to the gate and stops. The rider dismounts. Do I know him? Thank you very much.
Awesome. And I love the removal of the hat. The end of the cover poem is also a tip of the hat to you, Mike Sindler. Do you have anything coming up that you really want to promote right now? Thank you for Lighthouse as always.
Next thing I really got coming up is oh geez, what's the name of it? This is embarrassing. Gestalt open mic. I'm going to be featuring, and that's not until the 26th. So I'll fill in more closer to the date. But thank you, everybody. Looking forward to hearing all this.
Yeah, awesome. And again, always all the props on your cool art in the back there. That's always fun. Like we were joking around earlier how every week it's the same image, but first of all, we love you in there. But then like, yeah, I gotta give props on his own art there in the background. So thank you, Mike. Mike Sindler out of Denver. And again, this is our online mic. For those of you just joining us, we still have a little bit of room left on the list. The link can be found in the description of our YouTube video. So if you're watching right now and you feel like joining us, yeah, you can sign up. Just let us know your name, what you'll be performing, where you're joining us from, because we want to celebrate that. And if you have any links, anything else that I can announce before I get you on, go ahead and add that to the list. Yeah, we just added Advocate. You know, if we got some room for you, so we're gonna make that happen. So we're gonna keep it going. We're gonna go to the East Coast and drop in with our main man in Maine. That's right. He also hosts his open mic, Cafe Generalissimo. Let's go and welcome Generalissimo, Brian Franco. What's going on, man? How you doing?
I'm trying. Thank you very much, Richie. Shalom, everyone.
Right on.
Shalom, everyone. Welcome, Advocate, back. I'm looking forward to seeing you here and hope to meet you in person one day. That's the goal, right? So let's go ahead and read some poetry. I just found out that this poem be a very jazz musician, which is an online jazz themed mic. Of my girl. It's called Love Song. A long, subdued blast of a trumpet, the gentle humming strum of an upright bass, the warbled sound of a saxophone making its presence known, fingers running across a piano keyboard, impersonating a tap dancer lightly tap dancing across 88 upside down steel drums. A vocalist singing a song, calm and clean, straight and smooth, a song that is a love song, a song about a love that is pure and incorruptible, a song that imitates a single tear falling smoothly down a cheek, its salty residue landing on the edge of a joyous smile. I have some newer thing. This is called, if my computer lets me read it, Redefining Normal. I was driving down an interstate in Connecticut, the undertaking. Traffic was off and on, bumper to bumper, which is the norm when driving through Connecticut. I was inching my way down the next to far left lane. I looked to my right when I saw an exit sign. It looked like a normal exit sign, maybe 2.5 feet tall by 5 feet wide, bright forest screen with lettering in a slight metallic white, just metallic enough to be seen through low visibility rain and fog, plus an arrow pointing to the off-ramp. It seemed as normal as any other exit sign. I'd pass, then look at my GPS to see how much farther it was till I get to my destination. With this normal-looking exit sign, I passed as I inched along, and bumper-to-bumper Connecticut traffic had 3 words defining its place: Newtown and Sandy Hook, one on top of the other. It's possible that it read Sandy Hook on top of Newtown, but because traffic was bumper-to-bumper, and I was only traveling 20 miles per hour rather than 60 or 70, my mind remembered the history that happened in that small town corner of Connecticut, an elementary school shooting that would repeat itself in Uvalde 10 years and 5 months later, in between which there'd be shootings in gay bars, grocery stores, churches, synagogues, a music festival, and a myriad of different locales during different categories of events, to the point mass shootings seemed like normal occurrences. Sandy Hook was supposed to be the one that would cause change. Uvalde was supposed to be the one to cause change, yet non-military personnel can still purchase military guns engineered for efficient killing of multiple humans. Our constitutional right to bear arms was conceded when guns were one shot at a time muskets that had to be primed. It seems the more types of places mass shootings happen, and the more cultural festivals and birthday parties at dance halls that garner the privilege of being part of a list of events that happen so often, the list becomes another listicle on an internet news site that unintentionally belittles the violence that happened. So when I pass an exit sign that should make me and everyone else take pause, everyone else and me just nonchalantly drive by what seems like a normal exit sign. See what I have next for you. Yeah, let's go ahead and do this. It's called Channeling My Inner Bukowski. If it doesn't come bursting out of you in spite of everything, don't do it. From So You Want to Be a Writer by Charles Bukowski. When I wake in the wee hours after a dream, I find myself obsessively trying to remember that has persistently blocked itself from my memory. It becomes impossible to fall back asleep as I ponder and try to piece together bits and pieces of the dream that are lodged in nooks and crannies inside my hippocampus, when my brain starts releasing words as poetry that make as much sense as a surreal dream, bending and drooping like Salvador Dali persistent stopwatches, making no sense, yet flowing like a river where salmon are successfully spawning, yet slumping like breasts of a professional wet nurse, whilst the poem tries to paint a picture of everyday normalcy that transforms a 1960s console black and white TV into a 2022 color 80-inch LED flat screen TV with a picture so unpixelated and sharp. My attempts to translate mundanity into a Salvador Dali-esque creation made of words actually make sense of everything on the page. Border. My apologies for this poem. Why do I apologize for so many things that don't require apologizing? I apologize for recounting the fact that I apologize for things I should not apologize for. When other people apologize for something they shouldn't apologize for, I tell them that I forgive them, but there was no reason for them to apologize to me. How did we become a society of apologists? To be honest, I'm not sure if I'm using the word apologist in its correct connotation. So I apologize if I am not using the word apologist in its correct connotation. I will not Google the definition of the word apologist. I guess that means I'm lazy. I guess I apologize for being too lazy to Google the definition of apologist. I keep on misspelling apologist with 2 P's instead of 1, and I misspell with 1 S instead of 2. I guess I need to apologize for all my misspellings. Oops, I misspelled both words again. I apologize. One more poem. My poetry is a napkin. My poetry is a napkin. It really tries to serve its purpose, but it finds itself in one of those metal restaurant napkin dispensers. Napkins get stuck in that people stick their fingers into to unstick the next napkin, unavoidably ripping it and possibly the next one till a full napkin exits the dispenser. Sometimes my poetry is a small square bar napkin. A bartender hands a patron eating chicken wings, as if anything besides a full-size dinner napkin would be appropriate, which is totally unfair to the chicken wing eater who won't be able to properly wipe sauce and blue cheese dressing from his face. But every once in a while, my poetry is a fancy cloth, machine washable napkin that not only feels soft against my cheek, but is absorbent enough to clean any sauce or condiment before being thrown into a washing machine to come out raring and ready to excise more messy thoughts that dare exit my mind. Thank you very much.
Oh,
And
lovely stuff. Always, man.
I just want to say thank you so much, Richie, and thank you, Kit, and of course, thank you, Robin, for giving us Kit.
Thank you, Brian. And as always, please share your links in the chat and I'll forward them. Is there anything particular this week that you want to announce or promote?
No, I don't really have anything for a while. I'm just probably my next Cafe Journalist Mode will be on, I guess, the 21st. Yeah, every other week. So yeah, the 21st. Yeah. Okay.
What time is that again? Eastern time?
5:30. It starts 5:30. We start reading at 5:45. It usually runs till about 7:45.
Oh wow.
Depending on how many people come, and and how many we can go, 3 or 4 rounds. It depends, or we can go 2 or 3 rounds. It's a very low key, casual type of thing.
Gotcha. Yeah, no, that's amazing. I'm glad that we have all these spaces. Something that I always like to do is when I promote this to my students of writing, I always tell them when they check out the show, just like tune in or listen in, and you'll hear about all these other spaces they can check out throughout the week, and either just watch and support or even start sharing their own work. Just a lot of them are so shy, a lot of students are always so shy about their own work. But thank you, Brian. Check out Cafe Generalissimo, definitely, if you got that time. It's a little early here. It's like 3:00 for us here on the Mountain Time Zone. But anyway, I'm always I'm keeping that open for the one day I do have a chance to tune in. But for now, we're gonna go ahead and go from Maine back to El Paso, Texas, switching time zones. We're going in the future, we're going in the past, we're going all over the place, and even more confusing. If you're watching this in the future, that is our future. You're present on YouTube. Yo, all the love. Thanks for checking out the video. That was probably really confusing to hear. But I want to give a shout out to Natalia and Sandy right now on the YouTube live chat. Glad to have you guys here with us. There's a couple other people watching. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Good to have you here. We're going to keep this night going. Like I said, we're coming back to El Paso, and we're going to check in with the poet laureate of Tumble Words. That's right. You guys already know she's got her forthcoming book of poems, Ridge of High Pressure. Let's go ahead and welcome back on the show, Robin Schofield. What's up, Robin? Happy Monday.
Hi, Richie. Hi, everybody. Happy Monday. Great to be here again. Glad to see so many people on. And I'm going to do something that I haven't done in a while. I'm working on some new stuff. And so I couldn't get them printed out. I typed them up, but I couldn't get them printed out because my big computer's down. So I'm reading out of a notebook. I never do that. This one's called A Peach Tree in Bloom. Map is an abstraction until you walk the route. War is an abstraction until it arrives noisily in your neighborhood. Peace is an abstraction until you come into the garden with its deep shade. World is an abstraction until you take a plane to London. Bird is an abstraction until one falls out of the nest to die in your yard. Blue is an abstraction until you are on the beach and the sky is wide. Pink is an abstraction until you walk right up to the peach tree. Everywhere I go in El Paso, I see signs that say road work ahead. So that's my working title. Everybody, local peeps know what I mean. Let's see, what did I call this one? Well, I forgot what I called this one, but anyway. Sandhill cranes arise at dawn over the bosque, the colors of sunrise. Feathered clouds, gray and red and cream, like the flying legions off to feed in the cornfields planted for them upriver on the Rio Grande, along the Camino Real, the royal road that the king's men no longer patrol, but men in green jeeps do. We aren't far from the road, but it's a different world in the bosque, where a fox trots down the path, snow goose in her mouth, feathers streaked like the dawn with blood. And then I wrote this one in my tumble words workshop that I did on the ode. And I called it Ode to Coffee. And I revised this actually today, so it's really new shit. And I did that mostly by subtracting. I awake in your absence, longing for you, impatient for your rosy cheeks to bloom. Magic being, you are something like love or electricity. Let your spider fingers awaken my brain. Let the white webs draw down. O coffee, incite the linguistic nerves. Cross the synaptic gap with only your black oars. And then I wrote another ode in that workshop, which was not too long ago, so this is pretty new. Ode to laughter. You've caught me in your 7-pronged bear trap, but I feel so light and long-hearted that I could gnaw my own foot off. You are the green garden sprite, the icebreaker chipping the way to Antarctica. So large are you, so steady, though you make others weird and giddy, unsteady on their feet and in their wits. Oh, laughter, amethyst stone light, stay heavy in my belly, and don't let me forget that you are there, light and ever ready. Okay, and then because yesterday was a reminder of war, and there's still a war in Ukraine, I want to read this poem by the Ukrainian poet Ilya Kaminsky for my cover poem. We lived happily during the war. And when they bombed other people's houses, we protested, but not enough. We opposed them, but not enough. I was in my bed, around my bed, America was falling, invisible house by invisible house by invisible house. I took a chair outside and watched the sun. In the 6th month of a disastrous reign in the house of money, in the street of money, in the city of money, in the country of money, our great country of money, we, forgive us, lived happily during the war. Thank you, everybody. You can always find me at Tumble Words, which is where I wrote all of those poems that I read out of the notebook. I hope they were okay. And that's at 1 to 3 Mountain Time. Contact Kit over Facebook for the link. And my book, Ridge of High Pressure, is coming out in mid to late September. I'm anxious for it to come out. It's been coming out since May. So we hope this is the last time that we get a publishing date.
That's awesome. Yeah, you know what? If anything, we just have a lot of hype for the book release. That's all. Thank you, Robin. Yes, if you guys are looking to get more writing done, check out Tumblr Words Generative Writing Workshops, where you can get your writing on. You write and then you share what you wrote, and it's kind of really fun. And of course, every week someone new leads the workshop, so be on the lookout for that. We'll definitely hear more for that when it's Kit's turn to go up. Right now we're gonna keep the night going, and we're gonna go for the first time tonight to the West Coast. And as always, they're gonna be joining us from a mystical, magical place where people really love In-N-Out Burger. Nobody in Texas knows what that is. What are you talking about? But let's go ahead and welcome the great, I like to call it the Great Uniter. And that's the first time I probably said that. But yeah, she likes to bring people together. You already know her from her Fincabulary program. Let's go ahead and welcome back to the show, Finn Bell. What's going on? Happy Monday.
Hey, Richie. Good evening. Happy Monday. All is going well. I'm loving the crowd. I'm loving that my Lacan is here. Just my heart. It gives me energy. And everybody who came on my invitation, just love it. So I'm going to share 3 poems. One of them is slightly older. I probably shared this just a few weeks ago here. And then a brand spanking new one, and then the cover poem. So this slightly older poem is untitled. Today we tread too slowly through this home I have kept only to myself. I will wait for you to understand that knowledge has embedded in the unmarked time before both of us planted our feet grounded on this hardwood floor. I am the soul left behind tending to the rot of a life. I keep tidy notes of every passing and coming in my crystal bright, fragile mind. I am the ghost wearing fugue sublime, paths and circles around my beloved familiar halls. I cannot look back now to know that you follow me still. Tread and pick carefully the places where the slant of sunlight disturbs at forgotten storms, infinitesimal rage
Oh no. Dramatic internet pause. Finn Bell, come back. Or is it me? Am I gone? All right.
No, it's Finn.
No, she froze.
Yeah, she's all froze up.
It's been a while. Hold on.
She's
Let me
too cool. That's what happens
unfreeze
when you're that
unfreeze her.
cool.
Let me unfreeze her. I don't want to ever stay on that point right there. Well, let's see if she makes it back. Hold on just a moment here. Yeah. So while we do that, I know some more people are watching online. Some more people have joined us. Again, welcome to Online Mic. Shout out to the people here listening and supporting as well, like Jenny as well here in the Zoom chat. I know we also had Squigs here to listen in and support. Good to have you guys. Everyone on YouTube as well. Som Conto, I saw in the chat. That's really cool to have you here, man. Yeah, we're gonna go and so if anything, we'll put a bookmark on that performance and see if we can get her back online, because we want her to finish that, right? So even if it's not tonight, we can do a part 2 next week or something. That's unfortunate. It's been a while since we've had a performance like that, but you know what? It's online, stuff happens. So we're gonna go ahead and keep going for now, and we will hopefully have a triumphant return of Finn Bell. But anyway, all the love. I'm going to share some links for her Fincabulary events. If you have a chance to check it out throughout the week and support, because she supports us so much. We want that to go both ways. So I'll share that link. But right now we're going to go ahead and hold on. Let me take a look at the list. For those unfamiliar, this list is very loose. When you sign up, I give people a preference when they want to go on the list. And I tend to prioritize people on the East Coast because it's 2 hours ahead of us. So I know it's late. So I'll usually kind of try and get people on the East Coast on a little earlier, just as a to be nice. I don't want them staying up like till 3 a.m. to perform. So with that said, we have a performer who, hold on, what's that? Is that, hold on. Okay, sorry. That was I heard something and it was throwing me off so much. Okay. Yeah, what can I say? We got a special guest up here. He's been in here before to support, but you can tell how important someone is to the community about support behind them. And I'm gonna do that thing where I'm not gonna try and hype someone up so much, but it's really great to have him here. Let's go ahead and welcome to the Monday Night Online Mic, Advocate of Words. What is going on, man? Good to see you.
It's good to be here. Thank you. Can you hear me well?
Yeah, sounds great.
All right, awesome. I know I had some static before. So, all right. I just got a couple of things I'm kind of working on, like stream of thought. A lot of things are short, so I'm just gonna get into it. Of course, anyone who's not familiar with me can look me up. Advocate of Words. If you see my social media, I'm in a bit of a pickle right now. I am earning the name Advocate. Nonetheless, let's get into the poetry. You think I'm rude. I've said nothing in our silence. I'm being polite, actually, I inform you. The voices in my head are having group therapy, and I'm patiently and politely awaiting my turn. So that's the first poem, or little poem. Here's another one. I've been going through some stuff, so some of my stuff is a little darker. Hurt people may hurt people, but broken folks can't lift a finger to break anything except the patience of others. So there's that one. Here's another one. She comes with Band-Aids and gauge pads and a sewing kit and alcohol swabs and clean linens washed in boiling water. She says, I promise to bandage you in time of need. Then she removes a machete from a thigh holster, raises it until it's scraping dust bunnies off the ceiling and says, but first, let's give you a knee. And the poem. And I got this one. There is one I want to be a little cheeky with it. It's a haiku. It's called Safe Word. Okay, it's a haiku. It's called Safe Word. Whenever I see a poodle walking by me, I freeze still in place. So there you go, my little cheeky haiku. If you got it, you got it. If not, not. Okay, so I got two more. This one's a little longer, and then I got a short one. I appreciate the space. It's really been a while since I've kind of been able to perform, and I'm kind of, like I said, I'm getting back in the fighting shape, or not just perform, but share my poetry. So this one's sad for me, at least. Sad. I was ash and myrrh, not even a sellable corpse to mourn over, nothing in view to garner your tears. You walked away with an extra heartbeat in your chest, and I, left in the cold, draped myself in your unused tissues, wiping the grave out my eyes, listening to a familiar lullaby creep farther into the distance. I watched my life tail you into the horizon until my long-held gaze gave me cataracts. I desire your type of blindness, the kind that snatches color from memories. There are still chunks of me in the before, stolen valor that should be present. My rib cage guards an echo, inflicted with a belly-aching earworm that sings your song to me. It's a shame. So there's that. And last but not least, I want to end on a quatrain. It's a little more upbeat. Appreciate again the time. And even though I am on the East Coast, I am going to stick around and listen to everyone. So here we go. Richie, appreciate you, brother. Congrats on doing this day in and day out. I know during the pandemic, it was a little easier because everyone's stuck at home and they need something to do. Now everyone's out and about and you're asking people to stay home and be on Zoom, and it's triggering the people, but you're still doing it, brother. So congrats on that. Let me tell you, it ain't easy. So here we go. My last one. I'm going to shut up and listen to everyone. When the mountains stopped growing and the nimbus clouds took a seat, the core of the earth started rumbling, for its buried ambitions were nowhere near deplete. Appreciate y'all. I look forward to listening to everyone. Thank you, Richie.
Hey, thank you, Advocate. And really quick though, do you have any links or anything you want to promote really quick before we move on?
I mean, yeah, like if you guys look up Advocate of Words, I'm on Twitter, YouTube, Facebook. I'm building my own platform. Right now, I'm building my own platform that poets are going to have 24/7 access to. And of course, I'm eventually going to be doing my own online open mic. I'm going to be doing it on Sunday evenings. So you're still going to be able to get your Richie. I'm not going to be trying to be like, no, you got to choose between me and Richie. Nah, man. Nah, that dude got a good looking beard. You don't mess with people who got a good looking beard. So it's going to be on Sunday evenings, but I'm going to have more of that coming out. So yeah, that's it, man. Appreciate you. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Yeah, I really appreciate that. Let me go and switch back to here. I'm sorry. For as long as I've been doing this, I feel like I'd be quicker at like using Zoom to like switch. But it happens. Oh, we also got Finn Bell back in the house. Truly, thank you, Advocate. And yeah, that was really funny about the Zoom thing. People are so like sometimes people hear the word Zoom and they completely tune you out, especially I'm still trying to promote it. So I definitely get that struggle. But those of you all who are here, you guys know, and you're here. So, we're going to keep that going. Yes. So shout out to all the support you've gotten over the last couple of weeks as well. That's actually been really beautiful to see. All right, let's go and keep this night going because we have a lot more peeps signed up on the East Coast. We got Central, we got West Coast, and we're even going to get a little international as well. Shout out to Poetry Global Network. We got Lacan in a bit just as well. So we're going to go ahead and stick around on the East Coast right now. We're going to stop in New Jersey where we have the Chameleon Poetic, Terry Rose Jertson with us. Hey, Terry, how you doing? Happy Monday.
Yes. How are you guys doing?
Excellent. Thank you.
I'm going to read something. I was at the Poetry Festival. I guess that was last weekend now, right? I don't know. But I wrote something at a workshop in the middle while all that was going on. Someone was doing a workshop, so I got involved with that. Brian was also with me for part of that. And it was about writing about your poetry. So here it is. It goes like this. My poetry is my truth. My truth is my own, but maybe not for the majority. My story of a day at the beach, burning skin, scarlet, no sunscreen, apply cooling aloe to sleep, or my 3 wedding rings, a fear of violence against my heart, take back my commitment, take back my part. My poetry sparks ideas too colorful to contain, like the rainbows of gems, my hair, or my jewelry overflowing their containers. My poetry is scattered thoughts, planting seeds in my garden, birthing beautiful flowers in the spring, sneezing, making your eyes water. My poetry be spicy like 3-alarm chili, burning your tongue, or sexy like black lace, peeking out under satin sheets, caressing silky soft skin. My poetry recalls dead relationships gone sour like rancid milk, something you wish to spit out of your mouth, but what's with this preoccupation of death, Barbie? You have no expiration date. My poetry is not fitting the narrative. My poetry will not be nominated for the Pulitzer Prize. My poetry is something you want to cuddle with, like my puppy Violet. Wet licks of her tongue, her way of giving kisses. My poetry wags its tail when it knows you've come home. My poetry is faithful like my first teddy bear of 61 years, my longest relationship. This is a lie, not like the truth of my poetry. And then I have one that's an epigraph to Shaki G's line, and her line is, I've heard it before, but I have bruises. I've heard it before, but I have bruises that will not heal, and years of empty sorries do nothing to extinguish the pain of your unconscious deception. What's the point of apologizing when there's no conception of wrongdoing, no remorse, no change of course? Your habitual course of action, of course, to get what you want in the end. Me in bed, but it didn't work out this time. I got wise to your lies, and it won't get you anything next time, except a kick in the pants. Go dance with yourself. Don't give a fuck about that sweet face, mouth, sweet and sour tongue now, sweetheart. And I have one I want to do that's about like, because I work in the field of recovery, and there's this poem that I wrote that is about, you know, the obsession or the opioid problem that we have. And it was a prompt actually by Brian when we were talking with Gustav, because Gustav was recalling an experience that he had where he was somewhere in Philadelphia, and he was passing through an area where there was a lot of hypodermic needles laying on the ground. So we all decided we were going to write a piece about it, but I think Brian did, but I'm not sure if anybody else did. But anyway, here it goes. 1,000 needles laying on the ground, 1,000 pricks who sold the shit to our kids, 1,000 knives slicing open the veins and bleeding out this poem. This poem is a mother's anguish and pain. We were not supposed to outlive our children. 1,000 pills laying on the floor, spilled out of unfamiliar names printed on the bottles, face down, barely breathing, framing his face, the face that used to fit in my cupped hands, the face that used to look back at me adoringly. I was his world back then. I failed him. Society failed him. He was sold a dream that never manifested. The world made no room for his hope and promise. So he gave up from trying. He settled for less, while inside he died, just going through his daily rituals, knowing that he was meant for so much more. Thank you.
Awesome, Terry. Thank you for sharing those. I really enjoyed that set. Do you have anything coming up that you want to promote? Or I mean, I know you have your social media as well.
I just have Saturday nights, the last Saturday of every month, doing karaoke on the Word is Right platform. I just had a feature recently with SpoFest. I have some talk of me featuring on the New Rican, but I'm not sure if that's going to manifest. And also with Poetic Robin Hood podcast. But I think that's coming up in December, and I don't have an exact date yet. But when I do, I'll put it there. And you can find me on the Chameleon Poetic on Instagram and Teresa Rose Dirtson on Facebook. And I have the book. I'm still, actually, I don't have any more copies of this book because I did a lot of trades and I sold whatever I had. So I have to actually get more. But the Chameleon Chronicles. Yeah, I got 40 of them gone. This one's supposed to go in the mail to someone. That's why I have this. But, I'm not really quick at getting it in the mail. You have to bear with me a little bit with that. But so the Chameleon Chronicles, you can get it on Red or Green Books, READ or greenbooks.com. You can order it off of there. $15 plus shipping.
All right, awesome. Thank you, Terry Rose Dirtson, aka the Chameleon Poetic, not whatever it was on the list earlier. But it's great to have you, New Jersey, in the house. Man, it makes me really also miss some of the other Jersey peeps like Nick Paleologo. Shout out to Nick out there in the world. We miss you, man. All right, we're gonna go ahead and continue the list. Let me see. We're gonna go ahead and go to South Euclid, Ohio, and we're gonna visit the poet laureate of South Euclid, Ohio. We got the poet maester. That's right, not master. Poet maester, Doc. What's going on? Happy Monday, Doc.
Happy Monday to you. I read as part of a group at the Ohio State Fair on Thursday, and coming soon, I'll be reading for a couple of different organizations here in town, but nothing where I'm scheduled online. My first poem is titled Essence, and it's an Ars Poetica poem. At the apex of being lies a world a world of sound, a world of words, a world of poetry. It is a world written in infinite warp and weft on the loom of existence. It is composed of stardust and comets, experience and emotion, time and life. It tells a story and sings a song in all the languages of the multiverse. It is the voice of galaxies and stars, planets and moons, particles and waves. It is knowledge and wisdom, transmitted and translated, and is the essence, the enlightenment, the perfection of all. And this gets into surreality. The title is I am that I am. I am everyone and no one, everything and nothing, everywhere and nowhere, everywhen and nowhen. I am an infinite point in space and time, which exists but does not. I am energy and entropy, and a thought which is not. I am a beginning and an ending, a merism of be. I am the why of all. I am, or am I? If not, this is titled The Color of Love. What is the color of love? It is the color of matter and energy, of thoughts and ideas, of hopes and dreams, of compassion and empathy, of animancy and memories, of day and night, of space and time, all the unknowns of infinity and the forever beyond forever. It is the color of hugs and kisses, of caresses and kafuning, of music and dance, of song and poetry, and all the kuch of home. And is the color of who, what, when, where, how, and why, in all the surreality of being and the wonder of existence. It is the color of you. It is the color of me. It is the color of us. Not this past weekend, but the weekend before, there was a band concert at a local college, and this came from that. The title is Waltz. On the lawn at Notre Dame College, swaying to Waldteufel's España, played by the Hillcrest Concert Band, thoughts swirling to the music, and I am transported, translated. My arms and heart are full of memories and dreams, images of us at a waltz, floating across the ballroom floor. I in full dress uniform, and you, a treasure in teal blue satin and white lace, an image of perfection, a vision of love. And I'm going to finish with a poem by Charles Baudelaire from Flowers of Evil, titled man and the sea. Free man, the sea is to thee ever dear. The sea is thy mirror, thou regardest thy soul in its mightiest waves that unendingly roll. And thy spirit is yet not a chasm less dread. Thou delight'st to plunge deep in thine image down. Thou takest it with eyes and with arms in embrace. And at times thine own inward voice wouldst efface with the sound of its savage, ungovernable moan. You are both of you, somber, secretive, and deep. O mortal, thy depths are for eye unexplored. O sea, no one knoweth thy dazzling hoard. You both are so jealous your secrets to keep. And endless ages have wandered by, yet still without pity or mercy you fight. So mighty in plunder and death your delight, O wrestlers, so constant in enmity. Thank you.
All right, Doc. Appreciate that. What a scope, man. I'm still trying to catch up to infinity and all that, all the cosmos and your pieces there. Yeah, appreciate that. How can people follow and support you online?
Just on Facebook as Doc Janning. That's all I've really, well, every once in a while there's a YouTube video of me reading something or another. And you can see those. But that's about all right now.
All right. Yeah. Appreciate that. Thank you so much for taking the time to be with us here. And again, I know it's late, so thanks for
It's
staying up
not
with
that
us.
late. It's only 11:30 here.
That's right. We're partying on a Monday night. Exactly. I was just telling my students today, like, we can totally reclaim Mondays because typically that's just the day we hate the most, right? Because we go back to work, go back to whatever.
Well,
But yeah, we can look forward to stuff too. So including these
who
online
sleeps
mics.
anyhow?
Yeah,
We're poets. We don't sleep.
I don't know. I've been needing my sleep a lot lately, but I feel you. I feel you. I've been living like that for a whole decade plus. So I'm doing arts and stuff. But yeah, thank you, Doc. Poet Maester Doc, that is. In fact, so yeah, we got a pretty good list. Thank you. We got a pretty good list. So we're going to go and keep this going. I'm going to try and refrain from the podcast style interviews, which I tend to do often. But let's go ahead and continue on. We're going to go ahead and get Finn Bell back on the list. Let me see. I think you made it back, right? There were some tech things, and I thought it was just the most dramatic pause in internet history of a poem. It happens sometimes with some of us. But let's go ahead and get you back on the list. Some web redemption. We got Finn Bell. Yo.
Hey, I'm back, hopefully for good this time. 2 blackouts, like blackout, back on. Kit was so wonderful to let me know where I stopped off. So that's where I'm gonna resume. I cannot look back to know that you follow me still. Tread and pick carefully at the places where the slant of sunlight disturbs at forgotten storms. Infinitesimal rage roused, raised in the film of dust. Link your arm through my own. I crave the companionship despite myself. We are cautioned by the ancient spirit wind passing through the boarded up walls that the life we live is solitary. We are arrogant and we claim we thrive in it nevertheless. Deny we were conceived, being seeking union in the approval of other beings, but upon the first word that creeped from infantile lips, we are exposed. We are told to be happy with our lot. We are told that young lie. We breathe, and the air is bottled up and hoarded away, too thick to expel in the non-dreamer's heaving lungs, too thin to make an ideal life catch and germinate, too exquisite for love to take hold, to set roots and make life. I take your firm clay hands in between mine, guide them over the herbs overrunning and spilling over the counter. My laughing voice introduces you to each one by name. You repeat them after me. You trace the ripeness of their vowels from my mouth. I take your firm clay hands in between mine, guide them between the giving places of my lush, still inculcate body. Vining and budding upon walls and floors, my laughing voice introduces you to each idea as it forms. Intimate fragrance, blooming, cloying. You repeat my existence back to me. Kiss the sounds unformed and pointed, bruise upon my lips. This is where ancient incantations happily perish. So next poem is new, I shared today earlier. It was for the Be the Lighthouse theme. So right now, this poem is titled Leviathan. Glint of sun reflection off dusty car window, refraction in my filmy lighthouse eyes. Where does the burden of knowledge flood a soul? Parched spiral staircase, my feet grounded on the concrete question, the poet, grill, the seeker. How many boats are broken? Toy carcasses now littering my shores. Do I light the flame for them after the fact, after the wreckage? Do I light the complicity, the flame I cannot muster on my own? Do I harpoon the mighty whale with these two hands? These ain't window panes, fog bloodied a Leviathan heart for a tin cup of oil, a life for a light, blinding illumination. The sirens tear out their storm cloud locks in their fury, in their envy. Wailing, laughing, they ask, when did I learn the genius to leave the slaughter within their song? On the seafloor, rumbling, earth core voices speak. The fish are well-fed messengers. Bellies like smooth, weighted stone, they consume. The dead swim a stop, start, jerky line into ready nets. Survivors discover fire, light the world, become the sun, become the gods. Gut their gasping, catch, find sailors lost at sea, spill forth dining on one another's rot. Heaven in replica upon the sea and her lovely face. Hell has lived on land longer than anyone admits. The poet, the seeker grows restless, wanderlust, cannot hold memory. Fast in ghost eel heads, conspiracy among the bees in the air. Was the solitary lighthouse always right here, landlocked? The ward of the stalwart rock. Who was the first human to claw upward from water, sprout mutiny, vain legs, abandon their watch? Who tilted the Fresnel, named it looking glass, caused the world to pine after themselves, to avert their gaze from Amphitrite, from Situ, from Ethos, from Selene? Am I my sister's light keeper? And then I want to close with a cover poem. This poem just simply makes me happy and tickles the corners of my brain. This poem is by Tharia Faizullah. It's called Poem Without Love. You hurt my feelings. I say to the trees, you never ask me how I am. I whisper to the breakfast taco because an indelicate but determined bite. I miss you. I confront the chair in the stranger's yard. Your strong and silly arms, your sin sturdy legs. Why don't you blank me? I embroider in green thread onto a yellow t-shirt on sale. Joke, I don't do that. I purchase bananas and toothpaste. Oh, Is this where you go? I murmur to my car, who has a secret name. Can you hear me? I gesture mutely to the parking lot. The trees do not answer. They're trees and know better. Thank you.
Yeah, you did, Finn Bell. I love that description. Tickles the corners of your mind. Love it, love it. Please feel free to share any links, anything coming up this week that you want to like shout out to the world right now.
Yes, I have a, on Fridays, every Friday, I have a class that used to be with Society X. They discontinued their online classes, so now it's a Fincabulary thing. It's called Get Inspired and Speak Up. It's every Friday, 1 hour class. I'm starting a new series for August. The series is called Senses and Ekphrasis. So it's 7 p.m. every Friday. No sign up necessary anymore. It's on Zoom, so you just ask me for the Zoom. So I'll let you guys know in a few days. And then on Thursday, my Thursday night online open mic, which happens on 2nd and 4th Thursday, 7 p.m. Pacific. The theme for this week is called There is Magic in the Air. So bring your poetry and your tales of the astonishing. All right, thank you. That's it. Ta-da! Magic.
That's awesome. Yeah, magic. Exactly. Yeah. I always like to say when someone finishes their set, that's it. I'll follow up with that's not just it. That was everything. Much respect for all that you do with Fincabulary and just uniting a lot of the other groups and scenes. So thank you, Finn Bell. Loving the chat as always. All right. Yo, what is up? This is our online mic. Thanks to everyone who's tuning in right now. Let us know you're here. Unlike a live show, an online audience is always really intangible unless you leave a comment or we have a live chat. Let us know you're there. Just say hello, where you're listening in from. And of course, feel free to interact, engage with the performers. If there's a line that you really love, that shakes you to your core, makes you feel something, just let us know, because that's the best feedback we can get, as writers. Just like, what are the lines that really hit you? That's good. Anyway, let's go and keep going. Once again, welcome to the show. We're going to go ahead and I did mention that this is going to be an international broadcast, and this is going to be true once we get to our next guest. We're going to drop in Manila and tune in with Lacan. Lacan is in the house. What is up, my friend? You were also having some tech issues, but you're back. All right, what's up? Hey.
Hey, yeah. Well, Finn and I are that kindred. So, yeah, when something goes on the other side of the Pacific, happens to us too. We're all interdependent in a sense, and magandang umaga pa rin. Yeah. Good morning, everyone. A second time. I'm Lacan, and I'm from the Poetry Global Network. And cheers to all of the online platforms who had been such a haven for everyone in the pandemic times, and who's still, doing their tasks to be purveyors of the words. So thank you, and the hosts as well, because so I will have poems today. What? Of course. First one, I did witness the 2005 terroristic attack in Makati City here in the Philippines, and this was my experience. Collapsed my privilege, like the steel thrashing around my consciousness. I forgot the parts of a second when the bomb exploded. 50 meters is a distance between a cadaver and the body I still possess. The shock followed the shape of my mouth as my eyes saw a flash of light where another God lived. My prayers were absent. Running away from the rubble pivoted my legs like a shrapnel of survival, flinging my determined life 1 foot forward at a time. Away from the terror was the only church my breath could refuge in, as the rampage of screams made a sainthood of my unconquerable gasps, as each stoplight made halos on my head, passing on each street corner meant I'm delivering myself from evil. Live is a gospel of the ones who are dead, and my sweat is the amen. As I saw fire trucks and ambulances rang their bells to the lost souls behind the wreckage of salvation, we're not safe anymore. As my legs became more penitent to the horrors of mortality, I caught my consciousness with a bouquet of red roses still on my hand, while looking back at the smoke rising from the rail station I was in. God isn't that great on this Valentine's Day. Thank you. Okay. This one, I have a content warning. I am a gang rape survivor, and a few months ago, someone told me to water down my rape in my poems. So this is my comeback. This is my answer to their war of censorship. When I share about rape, should I wish my rapists taught me how to lower the crime than their ignorance? Is bliss of softening trauma can feel so good, like how they try to shush me when I try to scream for help? Rape is a forced silence, like a grope of fistful censorship. Isn't rape always felt beyond the skin? Should I wish I didn't feel how they numbed my brokenness? Have I become their figure of their speech? Should I color it more with metaphor? Find a silver lining like a Hollywood blockbuster, a saliva of sunshine shoved at my throat, watering down a drowning, pressing storms and bedquakes with a pause of shut up? Should I wish rape mentored the words I spill to not offend, disturb, playing words harder than how they tinkered the holes they made in me? They look like punctuations to puncture senses. Should I say sorry for the sense of honesty in the stories my poetry makes? Should I wish my rape told me how to apologize to the rainbows and unicorns that don't exist? Being a victim, getting by with lies is an irony I have to live at. Should I acclimate my poetry with a bit of sunshine, like a fine weather of line breaks? Should I break up pain like lulling stanzas? Should I wish rape was sensitive, like a hush, to fit a replay of pressed-on lullabies? Should I rewind rape like it had a fairy tale waiting at the end, a justice of surviving, a death all survivors have to live with? Is rape just a dead half-ass muting? A volume control of bobbing heads, a somewhat fluent depiction of beeps of an enjambment, hanging a civility filled like an approved dictionary to create a literature of musts and shoulds? Is being a survivor a slave of commands and on a pleasure downplaying edits? Should I wish rape guided me on the distance between criticism and critique? Should I unbutton my literature like I'm a colony on a page in the stage? Should I wish rape didn't burn the children's books in my body or the spotlight of my childhood's innocence? Should I grow up from being adulterated, be an adult of suppressing the ruin with the opinions who are not even raped? Maybe the reviews should just write themselves. Maybe my rape is too ignorant. Being bold, expressing the truth is too felt, too dark, too much. Should I give consent to others to dictate how rape should be told? But isn't that what rape really wants? For all of us, weakened Maraming salamat. Thank you very much.
Well, Khan, yeah, heavy piece, but a powerful response. Do you you got Poetry Global Network? What else? Where else can people find you online? Support your work, the stuff you got going on.
Okay. Thank you for that. This Friday, I did host an art space for Society X New York back in 2020, and it's back every quarter, once a quarter only. It's Haven, and it's happening on this Friday, Saturday on my end. Sorry, Saturday, that's 9 a.m. Manila. Then also, the also coming up this August, mid-August, we support PGN supports collaborating with other platforms. We are collaborating with Testify Poetry UK to bring back their online platform and really sharing the words and the poetry, the stories of the people in that particular time zone. So yeah, and so much going on for all of us. So please support each other and buy books, go to their shows. So maraming salamat. Thank you.
Thank you. Awesome. Thank you so much. Lacan in the house. Go check out. If you have any links, I'll go and share those as well to everyone watching on YouTube land. Yeah. We're going to hear a lot of different content today, and again, everyone has a different style and method. So it's interesting that's always been like the thing about the online mics is seeing people from all over sharing their stories and the ways in which we connect, the ways in which we hurt, the way we celebrate, all these things that brings us together. So thank you for that, Lacan. All right, I'm excited for our next performer. A lot of people were hyping them up at the beginning of the show. Joining us from Brooklyn, New York, we've got Messiah Payne in the house. Messiah, yo, what is up? Thanks for joining us here today. Good to have you. What's up?
How you doing, man? Everything is good. I'm gonna hop right into it. So, a few poems. The first is a very new one. I've written it maybe 2 days ago, and it's untitled. Here it is. As you haunt my reverie, my immature placidity leaves me daunted and precious in your wake, placing flagrant desire raucously, grim distillation of sensing homelessness, as I find you are nowhere within me. In your stead, emotive transparency floods my delicate grasp of the heart, delivering the edges of my consciousness to conformity at your feet. At the precise moment you have left me wordlessly agape in diminished acumen of love's dodgy mask. What can I say? Love amassed, love dwindled, a world within me that suffers desolation, a world empty in worlds without. They say beauty holds its grip subjectively, yet were all the world to incline inward in their intuitive perception of you, then beauty would hold objectively, affirmatively, sublimely. Perhaps the way God intended the flower of cosmos upon planting its seed. Now that my breath no longer concedes to your presence, I faintly comprehend that I fell for you and continue to fall. You were a luscious curve where there was linear distance, a touching voice in the wind where before there was granite silence, breaking the longing of unsettled solitude. Forgetting you is not the problem. It is appreciating the time we shared, abating fractious questioning, keeping you close, as your love was decidedly the interest of life's vague gift. And though you've forgotten me, still you come to me in dreams, the transitory situation, pensive and a little ridiculous. You come forward as an elder woman, your youth tacitly emergent in your eyes, and ask, as though you already know the answer, are we meant to be? And this is the second poem, it's also new. It's called My Dream is My Reality. Excuse me. In me, the unconscious images of dreaming derides faithfulness in a conceptual whole that shadows splintered wakefulness. Like a cracked door that abides mystique, conscious precepts suggest faint symmetry with florid unknowns. Am I real when I'm awake, or a constant dream that expresses transparently when I rest? Are the products of dreams informing only relative time in a strange truth of life that is formless? Are you real now before me, a heady combination of maybes and inconsistencies, truth without firm reason? Suppose I am a dream, a self that is strung together by the unconsciousness of sleep. Would I then awake from this reality into another, upon a hum of sound in the background of the universe that becomes a startling screech, breaking the shell of my mind and revealing transparent light? Would I then see with perceptual gravity, burning with the light of endless suns, into a form which is more real? Or is the dream the only reality? Perhaps when I awake, my hand will reach out, an infant's hand, pushing through the immediate chill of abandoning this oniric path and vanishing into the agonizing warmth of emptiness that explodes and trails like a comet through vast space. So here's the next poem. It's an older one. It's called Gazing at You Across the Room. You are a certain fascination, a reprieve where facility in the language of dreams takes root in an enigmatic knowledge of you, espoused like the serene mystery of being at its center, a mirage perhaps, yet I seem to feel you the way my soul might respond to a haunting intuition of going home at last. To whom could I turn when this riotous demand for love must escape this violent quietude that is my hidden self, formed of dubious frustration, where I summon to love and parsimony, your striking immediacy of form gliding over the surface of my indecision, when this allusion to being that beauty sustains emanates from the faint attention in your eyes, seeming to bear the ambitions of love's character in a simple stimulus of lifting your head, to acknowledge the tempest of affection on the edge of your world. How do you conceive life in your way? Where does your world begin? To become a part of the faith arising from your undefinable smile, as I dither, I call to hope. I have seen you, porous allure, of the earth without its secrets, of me removed from the weight silence imposes, like an ocean of all depth and no surface. Your body is the cosmopolitan metaphysic of life, for in all your oceans and skies, from your eyes, like stars just begat by divine mastery, to your feet that walk wayward miles of only depth to reach me, lies essential nature birthed to transparency, and to know life, your life, I must abandon what temerity to remain solely within myself remains. I must come into myself, here in this blessed moment in which your grace in the stride of goddesses comes into my devout and ancient reverie. Now as I approach you, this grace of your eccentric presence becomes the blossom of consciousness, and your radiance as the abode of heaven's ark shatters what remains achingly still and piously remote within me. I approach, with my secrets coming undone, and ask your name. And as I do, your dance in the elegant stages of being becomes the beatitude of a spell, casting love in the place of illusion, trusting that a transcendent ascent will have its place between us. Across the ages we've met here, in the crucible of destiny, are being held in the nurturing promise of union embraced by love herself. Faint are your eyes, encapsulating heaven and earth, looking in to see who I truly am. This next poem I began at Thin Bell's Friday workshop and worked on it. So thanks to Finn Bell, and here it is. It's called Mater Dolorosa. When I was barely a child, soaring atop a discordant mount, a frustrated sensibility of being forever on the cusp of birth, I could often hear my mother's tears. She held them terribly closely, yet seemed to reproach herself and keep them at arm's length. Her proclivity to conceal pain, reserving her struggle for a relationship with her God, not meant for the eyes and ears of mere mortals. I would ask in the parsing of her distance, if her cries would reach the seat of he who listens and hears all, would he deign to respond? Without prayer, stretching the confines of myself, I have seen my mother die many deaths, in paces remiss, in battles faintly fought at the service of preserving a child that perhaps she didn't want, attenuated by forces unclear, confused by anger, having no clear foundation. I rejected her pain, loathed her grieving, her rage, her will to power, bound by a lack of openness, unwilling to offer warmth. I have thought that she was an uncomfortable child herself, attempting desperately to raise another. Maturing is a cresting wave in the sea far from shore, and at 20, 25, 30, she could hardly raise her head above water long enough to seek one out. I could hear my mother's tears, though she rarely cried in front of me. Her tears were in the grievous resentment she felt at the task of raising a child who demanded what she could not provide. Affection, and not because she felt she had to, but rather because she wanted to. Seeing her, feeling for her, reserving my place in her heart once seemed a Sisyphean task. Bloodletting wouldn't describe how deeply she lives within me, as in the furthest recesses of my memory, stoking with all the grim incitation of a consuming fire, I see a woman who simply needed to be loved, but whose insecurity declined the experience. Perhaps as we now live in different places, she is more at home in the world, and may she rest now each night in the flowers of her flourishing peace. I love her now, not in the climate of a stone rolling back down the hill, but instead the way an oak knows it blooms, startlingly, strongly, slowly, with the power that beckons from the necessity of new life, always. Together we have a new life, absolute. I reach out to her, no longer a child, feeling distance reproved in the closeness between mother and child, inseparable, fortuitous, as the early stars deliver on love itself between our mutual growth. And this is the last one. It's a very old one. It's called Ode to an Ordinary Rose. To a simple rose whose form remains incomplete to the naked eye, for authentically it is a vision, a ladder not unlike Jacob's, that ascends the grace of being as a restorative truth, a mystic conciliation conceived as expressively liberated and esoterically silent, as the beauty of a simple rose foreshadows the boundless anatomy of a love that sheds decay's material whimper, immortal existence, the bloom, the resplendence, the seductive dance of eternity, a suggestion of true romance, favors us, as all life, the rose replete, the spirit willing, that which becomes, in the embraces of life's essential union, where all opposites meet, in the effluence of a divine dream, infinite and complete. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Messiah. Appreciate you, man. I got so into that poetic, percussive profundity. I spaced out a little bit, a little long set, but how can people follow and support you online?
Well, you can find me on Instagram. I'm Messiah Lorence. That's Lorence on Instagram, and that's about it. I don't have any other, sites or anything.
Okay, cool. Yeah. Well, as always, I'm glad that you can spend time with us whenever you are free. Come back. Also with the cigarette too. Cheers, cheers, cheers. Good to have you here.
Thanks.
All right, Messiah, everyone. All right, cool. So yeah, just a quick reminder. Let's see. We have Lungs of Dust, Kit Ren, Indigo Pie, CP Maze, Ed Poetastic, Tesso Somok, Dan the Man. That's the way the list is looking right now. We're going to try hard to get everyone on at a pretty decent time. So right now we're going to go ahead and go from Brooklyn to Texas, but not El Paso. We're going to go to Level End and tune in with the one, the only Lungs of Dust, who's got some pieces she wants to share with us today. What is up, Arlette? Good to see you. Hey.
Hey, Richie, how are you? I almost didn't unmute myself. How are you? Thanks for...
I'm good. Did you freeze? Okay, sorry. You froze for just a moment. No, good to see you.
Will you let me know if I freeze again? Because my internet's kind of like being choppy tonight.
For sure.
Okay, thanks, man. Because I'm gonna be like not looking at the screen. So I have a few things. I have a newer one, and then one that I read back in June, and then I'm gonna do a cover one. So this one is untitled. It's another full moon as I sit with the gravel, the perfect storm for my mind to unravel. A bored rebel, finally out of her cage, staring at the moon in the pit of June. I was sitting in the corner of my little world as the wind twirled. I take one last breath before I drown as the gravel pulls me down to the depths of its concrete, our secret place to meet. It brought my heart's youth to whisper the truth. It told me to hold on for dear life. It told me that every angel should carry a knife. I found myself again with this never-ending dance and the dangers of every glance. So I looked steady ahead towards the battle and the bloodshed. There's angels versus love, and I knew then I'd never make it back above. And I don't fear death. There's a new life that awaits in my grave. So I ran towards it, feeling brave. When I made it home above the concrete, there they were for me to greet. The shadows that sit still, even my own. It looked so alone, like a headstone. But I'm above the concrete now. I made it here somehow. It was another full moon, leaving too soon. I prayed my nothings. I begged for its mercy. I bandaged my knees once more as I stood and walked to my door. That's my first one. And then this the second one, I read it back in June, but I like it and I kind of want to read it again because I feel like I'm reading a little slower. I'm looking at you, Rich. Okay, thanks. All right, untitled again. I'm sorry to wake you so late, but dear friend, I need you. It's past midnight and all I have is the sinking moonlight that gives me no shadow or hope as I walk its tightrope. It won't allow for rest to take over or sleep to take me under to the depths of its streams so I can float atop its streams. Can you help me to close my eyes and let life take me day by day and kick the habit in my ashtray? Can you tell me stories of death and things you see? You'll always know more than me. I'm sorry to wake you so late. Here I am again at your gate. I never thought it'd be this grand. I wish I could turn it to sand. I'm sorry to wake you. I just need my angel to steer me right, let go of the spite, shed this blue, and bring some sort of breakthrough. I'm sorry to wake you. I just need my religion because it's shattered all over the floor like a clay pigeon. That one is my second one. Sorry. And then I have one more, and one of my friends, he sent this to me, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna use it, like I told him. And it's a Mary Oliver poem, and it's a Little Crazy Love Song. I felt this so hard. And I was like, oh my God. Okay. I don't want eventual. I want soon. It's 5 a.m. It's noon. It's dusk falling to dark. I listen to music. I eat up a few wild poems while time creeps along as though it's got all day. This is what I have. The dull hangover of waiting, the blush of my heart on the damp grass, the flower-faced moon. A gull broods on the shore, where a moment ago there were two. Softly my right hand fondles my left hand as though it were you. That's a little Mary Oliver piece, and it's really sweet and cute. Yeah, and that's it. That's all it's I got.
Awesome, awesome. You're doing great. Yes. I remember the first time you read, you like at BWOMS, you did like 30 seconds. I was all setting up to take video, and then you were done. I'm like, no.
I hate that video still exists, but I'm glad it's in your hands.
I'm gonna send it to you so you can
You
just have it as a
send it to me, I think.
oh, as a memento. Okay, cool.
Oh no, you didn't. I think you just sent me like a real thing, but
Oh, I did. I will. Anyway, so how can people follow and support you online really quick if they want to do so?
you can follow me on Instagram. I'm Lungs of Dust on there, and I just kind of just whatever I'm doing. Sometimes I post it, and I have an Etsy. You can check it out. I just make little crocheted earrings. It's Distant Storm. That's it.
So cool. The coolest titles there. Thank you so much. Oh, I'm blurry again. How does this happen? Okay, there we go. It's because my lens got a little dusty from after that, the poetry from Lungs of Dust. I had to clean it a little bit. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and keep going. We're gonna come back to El Paso. Many of you already know him. He hosted last week, and he does from time to time. Plus, if you go to our YouTube channel, every show is archived. You can find every single show that we've done since April 2020. And in the comments, you can find timestamps provided by Kit. Of course, we've also heard a lot about tumbleboards tonight. So if you guys, again, want to join, do some writing, definitely check out tumbleboards. But without further ado, I'm going to cut this intro and just welcome Mr. Monday Night. Let's go ahead and welcome to the show, Kit Wren. What's up, man? Yo.
What's going on, Richie? What is up? Hello, everyone here in the Zoom room and out there in the future. I, too, will join you in the future very suddenly. I am a time traveler. I move at 1 second per second. It's pretty cool. Going to do 2 of mine and then the cover. Yeah, let's do 2. Let's do 2. Let's try and keep this short because we got a pretty packed room. It's pretty exciting. Used to the doldrums of summer, used to people being outside. Fuck that. It's too hot for that. Come back inside. There are people known to us, as well as you, who emphasize the place that hope has in their lives, a prominent and load-bearing place of responsibility. These are kind-hearted people, and they mean well, and they mean for us to take this as advice. But I happen to know that hope runs with a bad crowd, was seen in a certain jar by a trusted friend of mine. Trust instead in action, which is at cross purposes with hope. To do with no expectation, to work without any kind of goal, to understand the result that you can get and how to be happy with it. That is how we have found our way to a life we are satisfied with and somewhat surprised at. And once you do that, as soon as you sigh with the expectation of a deserved rest, here come the locust eaters to tell you, actually, all of this was hope. That all of your sweat, calculation, and craft was actually hope, was something the universe gave you, and not something you squeezed out of the universe. You rolled that sucker up like a spent tube of toothpaste. Friends and beloveds, do not be enthralled to hope, the most arrogant evil that lurks to take credit for all the good that we do. Do not be like our curious friend Pandora, who let hope tell her that all the other evils would tire themselves out and that things would be fine. Made her so inert that only chance and rainwater kept her alive. Hope waits like a vulture over our shoulders, waiting to eat all of the good we did, waiting to sell the land that we surveyed. I say to you not to let it. I say to you, friend, to put your signature on everything you have done and not let hope plagiarize you. I say to you, beloved, that you have fulfilled your own prayer more than once. So what does that make you? Get that back. Lost that one. And this one This one actually has a title. I call it The Invocation, beginning with a sentence from Grace Paley's father. Dear heart, little heart, thank you for doing your job, the blood and so forth. Thank you for all the moments of great feeling, both happiness and sadness. I think sometimes that to be sad too is a great and momentous thing and not something to be afraid of. Thank you for encasing the thoughts that are actually me into a form that is more than thoughts, that will occasionally do without thinking. Thank you, heart, for sleep, the thing I never want, but never regret. Thank you for making survival easy and casual so that my mind can instead make me think of great and momentous and terribly sad things. The less I want companionship, the more I seem to have it. The less available I am, the more attractive to strangers I become. I do not understand this choice, if it is your choice, heart. But I sense in it, your effort, you trying your best as you take oxygen to all points in my body in a reliable, systematic way. And the cover poem I'm going to cover, I feel a certain responsibility as the person who unleashed the cover poem on these spaces. I'm going to read The Beauty of Things by Robinson Jeffers. To feel and speak the astonishing beauty of things, earth, stone, and water, beast, man and woman, sun, moon, and stars, the bloodshot beauty of human nature, its thoughts, frenzies, and passions, and unhuman nature, its towering reality for man's half dream. Man, you might say, is nature dreaming, but rock and water and sky are constant. To feel greatly and understand greatly and express greatly the natural beauty is the sole business of poetry. The rest's diversion. Those holy or noble sentiments, the intricate ideas, the love, lust, longing, reasons, but not the reason.
All right. Awesome, man. Thank you.
Right. And sing along if you know the words at home. Instagram at Kit Ran Away. Mysterious Bird Site, Kit Talk Sports, where I run my other racket. I got a Goodreads. I read a lot and I have thoughts about them. I like most things. Most books are pretty good. Check them out. Books. Ko-fi.com/KitRen. It's about to be active again next month. That's a very neat little blog I have about the history of American football, looking at a different game each week at a different point in history. You can find me on Facebook, easy enough. You can shoot me an email if you want to contact me. You can also type that email into PayPal if you want to drop something in the tip jar. That's the kind of person you are. I appreciate it. We need more generous people in the world. And every Saturday at 1 o'clock Mountain, I run a little something called the Tumble Words Project. Been running it for about a year. It was given to me by the late Donna Snyder. And that carries a bit of responsibility in my mind. But yeah, we're a generative writing workshop. We meet every Saturday afternoon. Our presenter this week, it's going to be winner of the Alice James Prize, Aldo Amperon. I'm very excited to see what they have to give us. Their workshop is entitled Searching for Joy on the Craters of the Moon. Sounds fun. Sounds like we'll all learn something. Sounds like we might die for lack of oxygen, but we'll find some joy first. The week after that is going to be another local titan, Carlos Fidel Espinoza. And then the week after that, I'll be taking the reins to do a presentation on Robinson Jeffers. We meet every Saturday, we write, and we read what we wrote immediately. That's the only rule. So you got to share. Hope to see you there. Hope to see you here next Monday. It's a crowded house, so I'll send it back to our host for tonight.
Awesome. I appreciate that. I like how we've been doing this so long for many of you guys and many of us. It's like it's a song and dance to it. There's a rhythm to like even like the after part. Like you got like things that you're reaching for. You got the sign, which I love to comment. You can put a big X to that unnamed bird social media. You can just put a big X to it, you know what I mean? But thank you, Kit, as always, for coming through. We got, as of now, 5 more performers. So please stick around. Again, shout out to everyone who is with us online. We're going to go ahead and make another quick trip to the Philippines, thanks to the nature of the internet. And we're going to snap over and visit someone we haven't seen in a really long time. They've been really busy. They've been working, but they got some workout too. And that's really exciting stuff to share. So let's go ahead and welcome back to the stage, Indigo Pie. What is up? Hey.
Oh, hello, BWOMS. Hi, I miss you guys. Hi, fans. I'm Michael Singler. I'm intimidated because I didn't realize my first time back would be going after Kit Ren, but I'll try, This is the Moon's mailbox. I released her for my birthday last month, my first ever collection. So, kid. Okay. So, a lot of the poems are poems I've never performed before. Of course, my signature poem is in here, but one of my favorite poems of all time that I've never performed anywhere is in here, and I thought, why not? I think I was gonna perform this before at Rio, but like I never thought. Corporate's killing me, man. So I'm back. It is said that the proof is in the pudding. What they don't know is that the doubt is in the cake. No cake for you, baby whale. You need to lose 100 pounds, kid. Either way, for my birthday, no sugar comes. Later, the tears will. Trigger warning, I have issues with like food because of fat shaming people in my life. So I also deal with anxiety. There is a bird song I have been meaning to keep. It comes in the morning outside the windows of my bedroom. I pause, find stillness, wondering if my breath and movement will take the waves and commit them to my ocean memory. Sometimes branches snap from heat, down fall the birds. Once in a blue moon, the bird song gets interrupted by a cry. A failure to stop the falling. Or a bird flat out glitches when he's flying. Bird song can be gentle and quiet, and there is a world of room for it to be loud. A song of renewed trust. Lily pads painted silver, uncertain patches where there is no renewal or recovery without acknowledgement. It's not just what is done, it's also how. For there's always hope for new beginnings. It's a love song the birds sing to me in the morning. But no matter the crescendo, adagio, there's always rest, a soft place to land. And it wouldn't be me without a little, I guess, call for action. My own, advocacy. Ahaha, see what I did there? Sorry. It's not wrong to stay alive for the next album or song, for the next episode or season. If it matters to you, that's all that matters. It's not wrong to stay alive, to find out if they were roommates all along, to play that video game through and beat the final mission. If it matters to you, all that matters. No reason is insignificant if it keeps you going. I'm gonna say that again. If it matters to you, that's all that matters. Your feelings are valid. You're still here for a reason. Do what you must to hang in there. If it matters to you, that's all that matters. Please stay alive. Thank you very much. That was me.
Yeah, thanks for sharing that piece. They go, oh, hold that book a little higher so we can see that. There it is. Yeah, the Moon's, what a lovely title, The Moon's Mailbox.
Yeah.
Please let us know. I know you have your Instagram right there above your head, as well as PayPal. Is that the best way for people to get a hold of you?
Yes, and the book. Also, this I'll show you the back. This is the color version. I don't know if y'all can see that photo, but this is actually a candid photo taken in Intramuros, the old walled city of the Philippines. And credit where it's true, Lacan actually took this photo. There you see it, but yeah.
All right, awesome.
Yeah. I've always associated with the moon. I don't know. Some people glow in sunlight. You can find me under like a moonbeam cackling or whatever. Yeah. Gifts always appreciated. I have a cat, and I'd rather me writing all the time than in corporate. You can contact me on Instagram. I actually just mailed about a few orders. Terry pre-ordered my book. Thank you, Terry. I'm sending Kim the book and a lot of other things because it's Kim. So if anybody wants to get a hold of it, your girl's right there.
There you go. There it is. Thank you so much. Glad you took the time to spend some time with us and share your work. It really is special to do so because I know you could have been anywhere else in the world today to spend your time during these hours, and you're here with us, so that means a lot. Yeah, go check it out. And if you have any links, feel free to share them in the chat. I'll make sure to move them along to YouTube. Shout out to everyone watching on YouTube. Great to have you guys here with us. Let's see. Yeah. Got the usual suspects on there. Much love. Thanks for all the support. Everyone who tunes in week in and week out, or even just today to support. You know, that's quite a few of you today, in fact. All right, we're going to go ahead and keep this going. We're going to go ahead and come back to Texas, but again, not El Paso. My younger brother lives in Houston, and next time I visit him, I want to go check out some of the live poetry events. It seems like there's some really good spaces for live poetry. Like some of the iconic ones too. So without further ado, we're going to go ahead and bring our next performer up, who is residing in Houston, Texas. Let's go ahead and welcome to the stage CP Mays. Welcome back, man.
Hey.
Yo.
Having me, Richie. I know there's a lot of people on the mic, so I'm just going to do one poem for you, if that's okay. It's called Piano Player. It was inspired by this lovely young lady when I was in Edinburgh, Scotland at the Fringe Festival, who just sat in a smoke-filled room playing piano like nobody else was around. So she kind of inspired it through conversation. Piano Player. Sweat me as if we first made love in the sauna of the sun. Perverted planet, let me tongue circle a Saturn's ring around Uranus as if it was a cluster star fuck bucket your atmosphere could go and come in. I will go anywhere you want me to just to watch the stars collide. Fuchsia. The gorgeous girl tickling the keys on this piano in my pride is the petite fuchsia porcelain purse lip sex pistol. She's where the wild things are, mixed with car wreck caution light smile, mixed with shooting star, you better fucking kill me, mixed with God, I have not yet begun to defile myself. Her, I've made several mistakes in my life. Scented skin smells like the last one night stand she pulled off just to prove that loving herself is wrong. A new world hangs outside of our high. Healthy high self-esteem isn't home at the moment, and I'm so scared that it never will be. It's buying another round of slurred speech, and I'm deathly afraid our always drunk off life is what's keeping my white light wasted. I'm a mixed drink special, mixed with hell yeah, fuck you. I'm tired of being the afterlife of the party, mixed with you're gonna take me serious. Lightning bolts like listen here, lightning crack. Did you know every time an I love you dies young, another paper cut is added underneath the shaved armpit of God? Addicted to goddamn it life. Life isn't supposed to be this hard. What's a cliche? Our keep your head up has heard way too many times before. Before we both been butterfly bit off a bourbon life. I need stronger painkillers and an honest I'm sorry for arrogantly flying into conceited thunderstorms, pissed off enough and passed out, black out, drunk enough to call happily ever after's bluff. Hurricanes is where I will always be reborn in. She wants our skeletons to live and die as legends of the light bulb. Wants my skeleton keys to stop ignoring do not disturb signs dangling from the doorknob of her silent treatment. And I love you that was too young to take care of itself is hanging vacancy signs from its vagina in hopes that a gentleman caller will leave a voicemail all across her cheeks. She dew droplet drenched me in sensual shooting star French kiss, a lava glow. Spasm, gargle, gracefully grab, lost and found fucking goddams from out of your gorgeous grin leak miracle liquid inside my merry-go-round mouth maze. I want to swallow all of your cosmos, she says. Shower up naked constellations, lover spit in the undress of universe orgasm sexy across collarboning halos until headboards in heaven can hear me scream, I'll go anywhere you want me to, just to watch the stars collide. Maze, my dearest car wreck caution light smile. Take your hands off my kid Icarus's cold shoulders melted before he did. I'm as serious as a lonely straitjacket in need of someone comfortable to hold on to. I pen all of my scripts on prescription pads for my part-time job in self-medicating. I have not yet begun to defile myself selfish. My selfish is as serious as an I'm sorry if I smiled at you. Just don't jump ship and break tomorrow. I want to feel something sometimes. I think I'm dying here. Here, hold my halo. I'll be back as soon as I can. IV bag pump me full of bourbon before flashbacks of all of the lovers that went wrong dehydrates me. I want an emergency room to make emergency room for my last leg to stand on hurts. Closed off, closed-minded walls are closing in on you. You stylish, claustrophobic closet skeleton coat hanger. You irrational, unbalanced ambulance argument. Your injured ego isn't a by-chance accident emergency. You are not a basket case. Our dirty outlooks on life are blurred and need shot gases to see things clearly. Our hang-ups need to stop dialing 911 and hanging up. Our type of acting out of line asshole is Ivy League in status fuchsia. Play something on your piano that an out of work Cupid can drown his sorrows in. Fuchsia, play something high. Healthy self-esteem isn't home at the moment, can turn its keys in on fuchsia. Play something our shooting stars, you better fucking kill me, can clock out of work to. Fuchsia, play something. Something I'll go anywhere you want me to, just to watch the stars collide. Baby. Thank you guys.
Oh, awesome. Thank you. I really love the rhythm, the delivery, you know, the pacing, how you change it up based on what you want to deliver. How can people find your work online and support you as well?
Oh, I think they can call you up because you're the man. And then they'll reach out and contact you. No, I'm just playing. CP Mays at IG, CP Mays at Facebook. My second time here, Richie, and like you're an unbelievable host, dude. Like keep up the game. Like you're really, really like infectious, man. Thank you.
Right on. Thank you for that. Appreciate it, and the energy, and also for keeping it brief. We got 3 more performers. I know it's past midnight for some of you guys now over on the East Coast, so we're gonna keep this going. In fact, we have one more. In fact, our next performer is joining us from Washington, D.C. Now, as a general policy, we only allow poetry and storytelling here, but we usually don't do comedy, except with the exception of our next performer, who he's got jokes for days, rhymes for days. It's Mr. Eddie Rhymes, aka Mr. Ed Poetastic in DC. And I always love when he signs up the list. He when he fills it out under the bio section, he says, "You know me," and that's true. We all know him and love him. Let's go ahead and welcome to the stage Ed Poetastic. What's up?
What's up, my brother like no other, with words like thunder? Woo! All right, my name is Ed Potastico, feeling fantastic. Please get a time to enjoy my rhyme for Opus Sublime. I got 7 jokes and 3 poems, so they're going to rhyme. The first joke is, why was Cinderella so bad at soccer? She kept running away from the ball. What did the horse said after it tripped? Help! I've fallen, I can't giddy up. What do you call a well-balanced horse? Stable. What do you call an angry carrot? A steamed veggie. Where do polar bears keep their money? A snowbank. How do you make an egg roll? You push it. What do you call a pile of cats? A mountain. And last but not least, why do cows wear bells? Because their horns don't work. All right, hope everyone enjoys those jokes for your folks. The first one is a favorite. It's an oldie but goodie. This is called They Have Landed. To the American people, the aliens have landed, looking advanced and evil. Oh my God, look heavy-handed. The quick coming down. UFOs come in the skies. They're not making any sounds. Oh my God, the darks in their eyes. They look skinny and frail. They want to meet our leader. I say more about me Taco Bell. Oh my God, they're paying a meter. They seem to be doing a moonwalk. There's some stellar moves. Oh my God, they're gonna stand and talk. Hope our bond can approve. It appears a guy moving towards them. Oh my, here's a Confederate flag. Oh my God, looks American and dim. Let's pray he doesn't brag. He said, we don't like your kind here. Oh my God, the Granny Rally's blaster. Oh my God, man, cover your rear. Looks like a huge disaster. I know what you're thinking. I'm not doing a freaking thing. My patience is shrinking. The great alien temper held by a string. The gray alien blast to the sky. Dim Jim ran and hide. I felt like I almost died. What a crazy unbelievable ride. Out of the sky came Godzilla. Now brain stomping about. Why couldn't it be Gilla the gorilla? Oh no, everybody scream and shout. Everybody's panicking. Oh boy, what can go wrong? Oh no, King Kong, aka the Monkey King, looks cranky and strong. There seemed to be a Marrufo billboard. It reads, Kong versus Godzilla. Place your bets. Oh my God, people come in herds. Hey, Hong Kong, everything is here including my vest. There's something to read, but send cash to my cash app. My life in there just like you. Come on, Sons of Love, where is that? I want to order something for Jumbo Juice. I know I should be scared, but who doesn't want to get rich? Scooter Gecko, go Kong, make that giant gecko your bitch. Oh yeah, come to Gong. God's the rest of Kong. God, why'd I buy popcorn? Come on, you big ape, don't take too long. Siri, I said how to make popcorn, not porn. King Kong swing Godzilla around, Larry by a skelly tail, like one big freakish merry-go-round. In straight detail, Kong, aim for electric rails. Godzilla's getting angry. Oh my God, smoke is coming from his mouth. Oh my God, here comes Tom Bomb Frankly. He's like me eating a plate of Brussels sprouts. Godzilla's breathing a huge beam. Mr. King Kong by a hair. I know it just steam. Godzilla, that was cheating and unfair. Wait, where are you staring at? Billboards for donuts and burritos? Don't stand there, look at that. They stop fighting. Oh my God, I'm gonna explode. Oh my God, Gus is giving me the finger. I need a giant robot ASAP. You big green cold-blooded stinger. I can't believe I saw that. Now they're holding hands. They're probably getting something to eat. I don't really understand. What happened to the brawling heat? Don't go away. I bet anything on you. I pray on this day. Hope my credits go higher than the moon. What happened to the great aliens? A sign that says, Earthlings, I owe you. Oh my God, so much chaos has descended. What are we possibly gonna do? Thank you. And I got another one. This is called Sorry Not Sorry. My mouth remains closed. I can't easily forgive. Yes, I'm closed like a stone. Why should you have an easy life to live? Some closed minds don't get fed. Why should I apologize to you? My heart is full of lead. Hard lessons stick like glue. I know rage makes you sink, a rock drowning without end. Let's hold up, stop, and think. This feeling separates our enemies and friends. Every time I say I'm sorry, I bite my tongue. You don't deserve no sympathy. Oh, the monster I become. You hurt me while in any thought or mind. Why should I give you forgiveness? No, everything's not all right or fine. Why should I give you bliss? Jesus turned the other cheek? Yes, but I'm not that guy. Jesus murdered being a freak. It's all in the Bible. I tell no lies. I'm sorry, not sorry. I can't apologize. I gotta give you glory. There's no sympathy in your eyes. Does apologizing make you feel better? Does it really make you feel good? It's not going to sunny my weather. I know, but I deeply wish I could. Where are you when I cried rain? Where are you when I was empty? Where are you against the pain? Where was your heartfelt empathy? I understand saying sorry makes me a better man. Too bad I seriously don't fucking care. You never offer any ear or a hand. You're really never fucking there. Please, just stay the fuck away from me. You do more harm than good. You're a beacon of my deep, dark misery. Yes, leave me being completely misunderstood. Thank you. Last but not least, this is called Passing Fancy. It was a warm summer. You was a radiant flower. I was a young gunner. You had this power. I was struck by thunder. We talked for hours and hours. You laughed at my blunders. The next day, the event just towers. My depression just slumbers. Our days were sweet, never sour. We dance, our feet never shunter. The shadows always cower. You was my gazelle, and I was the hunter. The days were more vibrant and The days were more vibrant and hotter. I felt stronger, better, and younger. My blackened attitude changed to flower. My regrets and worries buried under. I, the hero, you're my superpower. No umbrella of hope from the showers. Our days started to get packed and buffer. You started giving me number after number after number. My heart quickly clumper, dumper, and shunter. My carefree memories of us, I hunger. My days started clutter, splunter, and shudder. I hope I didn't get dumber by being a sucker. My body feels like worn out rubber. My tears overflow like melted salty butter. What happened to you? My mind carelessly wonders. Thank you.
I just love the end of your sets. You just snap back into Ed. You read the poem, you perform it, and then you're back. Anyway, what's going on? How can people follow and support? You know the drill.
Of course, I know the drill that sends everyone's chills and thrills. If you want to, but first, please come to this wonderful open mic that makes our Monday such a delight in the wonderful, fantastic spotlight. All right, my name is, if you want to follow me, please feel free. My Facebook's 80 Froman and my IG's 80 from 92. And remember, if the mic is right, I'll be there to simultaneous the insight. You send me a quest, you take guests, the answer is yes. Hope everyone stays safe, healthy, and blessed. Now stop spewing the wonderful words outside your chest. Now stop feeling, doing, and being your best. Woohoo!
Ping. Awesome. I want to edit these videos and add like a little sparkle whenever you smile and do the thumbs up, and do a little like ding, little sparkle sound. All right. Thank you, Ed, so much for joining us and for staying up with us through all this madness that we call the online open mic. Yo, what is up, everyone? We got a couple more performers left. We're going to go ahead and go from DC to LA. That's right. Los Angeles. We got Professor Tez. It's been a while since I've said it like that, right? Class is about to be in session. Kit reminded me last week when he introduced them. I remember that was always kind of like the big intro, right? But he's got some poems, maybe some music as well. But as always, let's go ahead and welcome Tez Somok to the stage. What is up? How you doing today, Tez?
Thank you, sir. Folks, follow me on Instagram under Gashes 2019. I'm going to share screen, please.
Good to go.
How about now?
Yeah.
Here we go. All right. Let me know if you can see. You can see that.
It is seen.
All right. Let me. I got something else on my screen here. Okay. All right. So this piece is titled "The Tranquil Temptation of Toe Tags." The thief and Joker rise in a symphonic cacophony of restrictions orchestrated by the persuasion peddlers. The painted canvas of limitations, twirling dance of constraints, the bureaucratic bitchery of butchers in pirouettes in the theater of our existence. They whisper, "Embrace the wall, dear darkly shadow. Abandon your stubborn resistance to cross the synthetic semiotic scarp. The asymmetrical limits will endeavor to waltz through enigmatic barriers, inking the dark sky as mercury bloodletting, spreading into milkway of stars. The aquatic buffet of blockades, the spindle of hurdles, the carnage of corpses as flotsam floaters. The political parrots en masse resonate the grand cosmic prank with a wink and nudge of the Janus head of deceitful revisionism of nostalgic past and future. The plutocracy muse as they watch the hapless creatures struggle in their ceaseless despair, chasing abstract quantum easements, phantom freedoms, ensnared in the web of longing to be included, so they can finally be symbolically excluded. The subject is included in symbolization by being excluded. The Halian beasts scramble the exclusionary walls to be included. These subjects are excluded from their own thoughts, since to be included is to give up your internal representations and abandon intentionality. The regressive investment in the structure of collective hallucination, where we are barred, jailed, shackled, chumped, and subverted. In the desolate migratory deserts of the real, there is a fragmentary flow of subjects, carnal corpses, threatened by psychotic foreclosure and territorial neurotic regression. Sorry, was that repression? Meanwhile, the mournful embrace of toe tags fluttering like wilted petals, where darkness dwells in moonlit nights with spectral hue, corpses strewn, drowned by empty signifiers, their stories edged into unforgiving frost. The somber choir in the sovereign band camps, voice muted, unintelligible, now broken, shattered as stars in the mercury lit sky. The borders edged on history's page, unseen on the land where ideology doesn't care if you believe it includes you by de jure. The toe tags of tranquility flutter like fragile prayers of souls departed, the unsolicited stares, the waltz of fate. toe tag 0900206, date 129/2009, name undefined, age unknown, sex male, cause of death skeletal remains, body condition skeletalization with bones degradation, location Pima, Arizona, lat 3181 5833, long -111 0475. When the paranoid psychotics think that other people know their thoughts, they're projecting their own internal self-observations to the external world. The foreclosure of the psychotic experiences internal thoughts as externalized voices. When people radically reject their own thoughts and feelings, these internal mental representations are experienced as real perceptions coming from the outside, leading to infantile subjectivity and peace. This installation had this giant map, and this black line is the border, and all these toe tags are, I think, over a period of 4 years of where the people perished along the border. So I was really impacted by it. So I wanted to share that with you guys. And then, see, I have this. So you think you can tell heaven from hell, blue skies from pain? Can you tell a green field from a cold steel rail? A smile from a veil. Do you think you can tell? Then they get you to trade your heroes for ghosts, hot ashes for trees, hot air for cool breeze, cold comfort for change. And did you exchange a walk-on part in the war, or a lead role in a cave? How I wish you were here. We're just two lost souls swimming in a fishbowl, year after year, running over the same old ground. What have we found? same old fears. Wish you were here.
Right on, Tiz. It's always a solid one right there.
Thank you, sir.
Great rendition tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. And you kicked off your set with all the socials today. Gash 2019. Check out Pandemic Poets. As always, thanks for jumping in with us, Tez. There were some things that we'll talk after the show about. I was interested in more about that art piece you wrote about, but we'll talk about it after so we can go ahead and keep this going. Yeah. Also, hey, by the way, I should have started off the show with this, but it is a very special birthday today. At least, I mean, it's not midnight for us yet here, but it is a special birthday today, the 7th. One of the founders of BWOMS, Barbed Open Mic Series, Roberto Santos, aka Rob Nice. It was his birthday. He also runs a project called Rap Seminar, and runs a hip hop school called Pendulum Inc. And they work with a lot of pretty big names. So honestly, he's been such a mentor to me and good friend over the years. So I wanted to give him a shout out. I want to read one of his poems really quick, just as a tribute before we go ahead and bring up the last performer, as we always know. But before we get him on, really quick, this is called Risky Art by Roberto Santos. Eventually, the point arrives where theories can no longer help, where the ideas of our predecessors are of no use, where you can no longer read up on how to start a poem or on how to end a poem. I don't know how or when. I know only how it feels to walk the tightrope without a safety net below. It's a pretty cool little short piece from him. But anyway, Rob, thank you so much for everything you've done. BWOMS wouldn't be here without you. And that means so much to so many of us. So shout out to Rob Nice. Thank you so much. All righty then. We're going to go ahead and keep this going. Who's next? Well, that's it. That's the list. Just kidding. I always like to mess with you. Sorry. As we often do, and we've closed. He just shakes his head in disapproval. I'm sorry. I want to have a little fun with this. All right, to close out the night, we're gonna go ahead and bring up the one, the only Dan, the man. And let me guess, are you still catching up?
Not yet. Almost.
Okay.
Okay. All right, here it is. A chess calendar once again by John Updike, since we're already in August. And right here. Okay. Give me a sec. Okay. August. A sprinkler twirls the summer rain. The pavement bears the pastel stains. The trees are bored with being green. Some people leave the look seen. The playground grass is worn to dust. The weary swings creak with rust, and go to the seaside bungalows and take off nearly all their clothes. Yeah. Sorry, I gotta censor that one. So okay, and yeah, there it is. August. Yeah. All right, so Yeah, here it is, A Child's Calendar by John, the month of August. Okay. You know, I wish we have a poet fest right here in El Paso. It would have been nice. Yeah. Well, some words are ice, and yeah, happy birthday, Rob. Nice. Yeah. Yep. So Poet Fest, words up for rest. Yep, poetry's at quest. And just to let you guys know that hold on. How many weeks? Okay. 3.5 weeks away till my 9th anniversary of the Man's Weekly. So, but I'm finishing up the one for the 25th. I know it's a long story, and I'm gonna start it off on the 3rd, last Thursday. So, what can I say? It's a long shot, but yeah, that was that day.
Not putting up the sign. Oh, here we go.
Okay, here it is. We didn't weep it. Yeah, I know it used to be Twitter, now it's X. Well, but mainly I'm catching up on Instagram, but I'm still behind schedule on Facebook and X. Yeah. So most importantly, go to Dan the Man's Weekly, find it on YouTube, search to subscribe. Don't forget the hashtag Dan the Man's Weekly. All right, guys. Okay, I'll think of something. And yeah, I wish we have a poetry fest here in El Paso. It would be nice. What do you think, Richie? Or Kit?
Yeah, let's pull up funds to do that. You have millions of dollars to help fund it?
No.
Okay, we'll start fundraising then.
Yeah, okay. So, all right. Well, we'll have to wait and see. All right, guys. Thank you so much, everybody. You have a good night. Okay, Richie, let's call it a night. All right.
Thank you for the rhyme. I
Peace
would
and
have
love.
not figured to close the night if it were not for that last rhyme there. Jan, did you know you need to change the batteries on your smoke detector?
Yeah, I get that a lot.
Yeah, it happens often, huh? All right, cool. Well, thanks for sharing, Dan. Appreciate it. As always, for all the love to El Paso and the poets. Even though El Paso is a literary town and there's a rich history of the region, it does take money. Plus a lot of corporation from like a lot of different entities. It has been discussed, but I mean, there's definitely a lot of work involved. So don't think it hasn't been discussed. Hopefully that's something we can start building up to. But we definitely want to get stronger to in-person stuff. By the way, if you're watching and you live in the El Paso area or will be passing through, we do have in-person open mics, usually every week at some venue. The nights change based on the day of the month. We'll have some on Tuesdays, some on Thursdays, some on Fridays. It just depends. We have a calendar available on our social media, our Facebook page. We do have an event page where we post all the events. Our link tree, I'm trying to promote the link tree a lot. It's just you just type in linktree/El Paso BWOMS. In addition to the link for the online mics, that's the first place I post it. You can also subscribe that way, so you can get a text or notification every time I put a new link up. That's always a really good idea. But in addition to that, I also have a link for our calendars. So there's also a Google Calendar on there with all our stuff that we have going on. You can subscribe to it. And the coolest thing is when you subscribe to the calendar, you can just like check off if you want to see it or not have it all the time on your calendar app. But other than that, we do want to thank everyone who joined us tonight. It was a really interesting night. I'm glad to see so many of you out today, especially people we haven't seen in a while. Some first time performances. Again, after so long we've been doing this. It was great to have you all. And we'll be back next Monday. As always, be on the lookout for the link. If you haven't already, you can subscribe to our YouTube channel. We're still trying to grow that. For as long as we've been doing these shows, I've been so terrible at promoting the actual YouTube page, but you guys can help by sharing the live streams when we go live or just during the week. Even if people can't tune in for the actual live stream part, it is going to stay there on YouTube, so people can check it out when they have the chance, when they have free time. I do know a lot of people who tell me they put it on when they do chores, like they're washing dishes or cleaning, kind of like a podcast. That's kind of what it is, right? So, yeah. My name is Richie. You can find me on Instagram, Dead Wall Reveries. And if you are an EPCC student looking here for extra credit or for the Tejano passport code, just find me through the EPCC register. You just look up my name, Marrufo, Marrufo. Shoot me an email, and I'll get that info to you. But for the live stream, I'm gonna go ahead and end this. You guys